Are you ready to get your contractor's license and start your own contracting business? The licensing process can be complex and overwhelming. We want to simplify it for you. So let's discuss the necessary steps you must take when applying for contractor or trades licensure. First, you will need to determine the type of license for which you will be applying. You will be required to have relevant experience within your field to get a license. All license applicants are required to show proof of experience in the field in which they are applying. Experience requirements vary state by state and by technical specialty. Anywhere from 2 to 7 years of experience in your field may be required before you can get your contractor's license. It is essential to consider what type of license you will be applying for based on your experience. For example, if you have always built residential homes but have no experience in commercial work, you would need to be applying for a residential or home improvement contractor's license. Next, you will need to decide on a business structure. The most common business forms are the sole proprietorship, limited liability company, LLC, or S corporation. As a sole proprietor, you will operate the business under your personal name, and any income earned will count as your personal income. While you can register yourself as a sole proprietor and run your business that way, it is not advised. It is risky, and all professional liability falls upon you personally. Meaning, if something goes wrong on a work project, then you can be personally sued and held liable. Consult with your accountant and attorney, but most will probably advise you to form an LLC or S Corp so that you are never held personally liable. You will also need to decide on a name for your company and ensure it is available for your use. Go to your state's registrar of business and search for the name of your company. In Virginia, for example, the state registrar is the SCC, State Corporation Commission, and in Florida, it is the Florida Department of State or sunbiz.org. Check the links below for the list of states' departments of registrars. After you find your state's database business name lookups, search for your desired company name to ensure that that name or some very close derivative of it is not being used in your state. If it is available, you can register it, usually for a nominal fee, after you get your EIN from the IRS. In addition, you will need to register your business with the IRS and obtain an EIN, Employer Identification Number. It is a simple process, and you will need this number for everything you do with the business going forward. The IRS will mail you the EIN, and you will need to have it readily on hand. Take a picture of it and save it in several locations because you will need it again and again for everything you do, from taxes to applications to insurance. After obtaining an EIN, you will need to register your business in the state or states in which you plan to apply for a license. You must be registered with each state business registration department for all license applications. For example, if you are based in Florida but you want to conduct work in Alabama, you must register your business in both Florida and Alabama. If Florida is your home state, you will need to file as a foreign corporation in Alabama. You can register your business in additional states with a registered agent service or an attorney. The next step is to determine if you need to apply for your license first or take your exams first. This factor depends on which state or jurisdiction you are applying in and their licensing process. For example, if you plan to take one of the national NASCLA, one of the ICC exams or business law exams to earn your license, in some cases you must pass the exams before applying for a license. In other states, you must apply first before you can take the exams. You may also need to gather professional references. Many state boards require letters of reference as supporting documents for an application. References should come from a past employer, a licensed contractor you've worked with, an engineer, an architect, or a high-valued customer who can verify your experience. Another critical step for your business is to obtain insurance. You will have to obtain general liability insurance and workers' compensation insurance as required by law. Each state requires specific levels and amounts of general liability insurance. Your insurance policy must be in the name of the company. Always check if you will also be required to carry workers' compensation insurance if you have employees. This requirement is different for each state. Be sure you list the state licensing board and their address as the certificate holder for each insurance certificate for each state. There are also specific financial requirements in each state that will need to be met for your license. You should determine if you need to obtain a CPA compilation, review, or audit. In some states, you can get a surety bond in place of documents from a CPA. These requirements can range from showing a net worth of $20,000 to $1.5 million, depending on the license type or project limit size requested. Further, you will typically need to pass 2 exams in each state, a business and law exam specific to that state, and a trade exam specific to the type of work you perform. One option is to take the National NASCLA exam, a nationally accredited commercial licensing exam accepted in over 15 states. The NASCLA exam will fulfill the trade exam requirement for commercial and general contractor applicants. However, you will still have to take the state's business and law exam and meet all other board requirements to obtain a license. The NASCLA exam is a trade exam. It is not a standalone license. After taking your exam, you will be ready to apply for your license and pay any applicable fees. Once you apply for the appropriate license in your state, it usually takes 2 to 6 weeks to process, depending on your state. The more complete your application is, the less likely they will reject it. If they reject your application, which is relatively common, don't panic. Be ready to supply whatever supporting documentation that they are looking for so that they can approve you. Sometimes it is additional experience verification, and other times it is supporting documentation about the business, such as state registration or insurance. Once the application is approved, you will be licensed and ready to focus on starting your business. We've created an easy-to-follow, comprehensive guide that details each step needed for starting a contracting or trades business. The guide teaches you everything you need to know to start and run a business. Topics covered include business accounting, taxes, building codes, warranties, and more essential details to running a successful contracting business. Click the link below for more information. Thank you for watching.